Right, hello YouTube. Today, I think it's rather late, right? We have Scaramouche trailer, or the Wanderer trailer. The teaser is called Ashes. I think the trailer has been released quite a bit late because there are some stuff that's going on over there or something, right? But it's finally here. There's also a bunch of news on their official Genshin Twitter as well, so we'll check out the official Genshin Twitter in a bit. But for now, let us start watching the Wanderers trailer. Ashes, Sonora? Yes, this is Sonora's trailer.
More. I have lost my heart.
Oh no.
It hurts. My skin feels like it's on fire.
Oh no.
Burning me alive. Turning me to ash.
Not the first time someone got turned to ash.
You wish you had a heart?
A heart is what you made it out to be.
Have you ever heard this story before? There once was a puppet soldier whose greatest wish was to be with the ballerina doll forever and ever.
Wait a second.
But the soldier didn't have a heart and didn't know where his feelings came from. One day, his owner didn't want him anymore and threw him away into a fire.
What the
But even in the flames, his eyes never left the ballerina.
Oh god, okay, this
The
that's...
next day, the people found a tiny heart in the ashes left by the fire.
Wow, that's a kid story?
Probably ashes in the shape of a heart. But that's not a real heart.
Why would it
Maybe.
not be real?
But what if hearts can be born from ashes?
You mean Sonora's reviving? Yeah, probably not.
How dare you die like this? And break your promise to me. What a joke. It's just ashes. Nothing left but ashes. If only I could have burned to death in that fire too. No. In fact, I wish I'd never been born at all.
Is that a... That's a reference. Wait, that's a reference. That's a Rhapsody reference.
Never
That is,
been
right?
born at all.
Yeah, that is a reference.
Is
Bohemian
that
Rhapsody
really
reference.
all you wish for?
Oh shit. Wait, how does that work? Is that like his future looking at his past? Like the wanderer, right? Like your journey is what makes you, no? So from what we know, it's like the friend that Scaramouche had an illness. It was inflicted by the Tatarasuna. Oh, true. That reminds me. Wasn't like the illness that they had in Sumeru again? It's called what's it called? The illness where it makes your skin turn slowly into stone. Elazar, right? We have Elazar in Sumeru. We have the Tatarasuna illness, the Electro illness in Inazuma as well. In like Liyue, the illness there is being overworked. Apparently that's like the only personality in Liyue. Like everyone's overworked. And the illness in Monsai is Freedom Keikona, right? So I mean, like there's something for every region, you know? There's something in every region, you know? There's always an illness. It happens. Let's see. Existence all void and cleared. Wanderer and Faruzan, right? And then this is the first banner, right? And then Ito is alongside Faruzan as well. And then we have Raiden and Ayato banner. They're all left-click characters. I feel like... I don't know if you guys agree with this on me, but I think Inazuma has the laziest character design. Like, all of them are left-click characters. Like, literally all of Inazuma are left-click characters, you know? Scaramouche, at least he can fly. He's still left-clicking, but he can fly, so that's kind of cool. You know, every other one is just left click. Let's see. Weapon. We have Catalyst. I can't read. Tula's Remembrance. I think I'm just called Remembrance. Or TR Catalyst. And the sword is a Tongue's Umbrella. 2 new artifacts set. Desert Pavilion. And Flower of Lost Paradise. We have new TCG and stuff. Okay. So this is the stats of the weapon, right? Crit damage 44.1, 674 base attack. I think that's one of the highest base attack in the game. The only thing higher is like Shenhe's weapon, right? Shenhe's weapon has higher, and like Yola's weapon, right? And then which has higher base attack. Basically, when you use your E, when you use your elemental skill, you slowly get a buff that increase your normal attack damage. And then if you hit enemy, it increased faster, right? That's the TLDR, right? But the attack speed, yeah? So I'm assuming from Refinement 1 to Refinement 5, it usually doubles the stats of the blue number. So that's probably like maybe 20% attack speed and like 96% damage bonus, right? I feel like even if you have this weapon at Refinement 1, that's enough, right? Isn't this kind of like the same with like most of the other characters in the game? Like most of the characters in the game, their signature weapon gives them a lot of damage bonus already. Sometimes you don't need the new artifact set to hit the damage bonus you need, you know? Because all damage bonus is added together, you know? I think a better example is Zhao, right? Zhao ult gives him like 100% damage bonus or something, right? So he can run double attack set just fine because he doesn't really need more damage bonus. Like the only thing Zhao needs is resistance down at that point, yeah? So I feel like if Skara used a weapon like this and then he used like a 2-piece Anemo set and like a Nemo goblet, that gives him enough damage bonus, right? He can probably use the 2-piece just for like damage bonus of a Nemo, and that should be enough, yeah? Which reminds me, the new set also gives attack speed, right? Right, this artifact set, right? Desert Pavilion Chronicle. A Nemo damage plus 15%. When charge attack hits opponent, the character's normal attack speed will increase by 10%, while normal charge and plunge attack damage will be increased by 40% for 15 seconds, right? Like, one of the reasons why attack speed was a bad stat for the longest time is that you don't really benefit from attack speed unless you stack a lot of attack speed, if that makes sense. You need like 30-40% attack speed something to really make attack speed actually, you know, affect your DPS. It's like if you only have like 10% attack speed, that barely affects DPS. With this new artifact set, you kind of have to run the full set, I think. Because like when I was thinking about this, I was like, can you just run a 2-piece Anemo, 2-piece Anemo, and that's enough for Skara if you have his weapon? Because his weapon gives 48, right? His weapon gives 48% damage bonus. A goblet will give you 46.6, and 2-piece gives you 30% Anemo, right? So you already have 125% damage bonus, yeah? And I think the soft cap of damage bonus is around like 140% or something, 150%, right? If you have his weapon, you probably don't need the 4-piece set, right? But if you have the 4-piece set, then it's like, it's a little bit more damage, I feel. The main reason I would run 4-piece of this is like for the extra speed, right? If you add the attack speed together, then it matters. But the number here is blue. You'll probably see some Mega Whale Skara players out there with like a Refinement 5 of this weapon, with this artifact set, and they probably have like 30% attack speed or some shit, and they just go zoom zoom, right? I feel like you can run the 4-piece set for more damage for this, but you don't particularly have to. And this set, I can say for certain that this would not benefit Zhao too much. Anything above 140, 150 damage bonus is kind of wasted, and Zhao's ult gives him like 86 to like 100%. You really don't need more damage bonus on Zhao. Literally, the best thing for Zhao to increase his damage is like a Nemo resistance down, right? I wonder who will have a Nemo resistance down, you know? Just a guess. I don't know. Do you think this weapon is gonna be like consistent? Do you think other character can use this weapon? I'm thinking maybe like Ningguang can use this. Hazel can use this. Who else can use this? Mona can probably kind of meme around with this. It's similar to Yomiya's bow, but Yomiya's bow is literally press your E, right? I think this weapon is good. I think a couple of Catalyst users can use this weapon to the fullest. So I kind of like it. It's nice. Next is this artifact set. Flower of Paradise Lost. Increase elemental mastery by 80. The equipping character Bloom, Hyper Bloom, Burgeon reaction damage are increased by 40%. Additionally, every time they trigger those reactions, they gain 25% to the aforementioned buff. So it's 25% of 40. That means it's 10% damage up, right? Like, I feel like this is like a cookie set, right? It's 100% up to 40%, so 80 total. Yeah, it's 80 total. Do I have to reform my cookie? Like, my cookie is already like really high stats, right? Like, if I know no one asked, but I'll show you guys my my cookie, you know? I know nobody asked. I feel like I want to like wait the hydro a bit, right? If I apply the hydro too early, the enemies will die. The enemies will die too early, you know? So we'll slow down a bit. 2,300 elemental mastery. Jesus Christ. How much damage is this? 855? Oh, it was like 45,000 damage Hyper Bloom, but the enemy died too quick, so I can't see the damage number. Unlucky. It's basically that, right? Like, I don't want to reform my Cookie. I know no one asked, but I feel like I just had to show it. Without any buffs at all from allies, just Cookie alone, I think I have like 1,300. So is any math people here that knows if this set is like 100% better than the current set I have, or what? Is there a cap on how much elements? It's 7% damage. It's 7% more damage. It's slightly better for damage. It's worse healing. I mean, Cookie healing is okay. I feel like this is like an artifact set very specific, right? Is it like for Nilo and Cookie only, right? It's only for the activator, right? Like the other people can't really run it. Next is the free 4-star weapon next patch. It's like an umbrella with a tongue. It's the tongue sword. It's Hokabu Shigure sword. 165 elemental mastery, 510 attack. After an attack hits an opponent, it will inflict an instance of Curse Parasol on them for 10 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 15 seconds. If the enemy is killed during that effect, the cooldown will be refreshed immediately. The character wielding this weapon will deal 16% more damage to opponent affected by the curse. So this goes from 16 to 32%, right? This is pretty cool. I think this is a cool concept. This is a cool concept, I think. This is like 16 to 32% more damage from a free weapon. It gives elemental mastery and damage bonus. Is this just better than what's the crafted weapon? What's the crafted weapon called? Iron Sting. Is this just better Iron Sting? Is Iron Sting for on-field characters? Yeah, it's just better Iron Sting, right? It's good for Vaporize, Bennett. Do you have to be on the field for this? It's only for one target. Iron Sting is for general benefit. Okay, but like I like this concept though. Like imagine later on we have a character. Actually, this is Yormia's ult, isn't it? Okay, you know what? Never mind. I thought it was yeah. I realize now. My bad. Yeah, this should have been Yormia's ult. It should have been like Yormia's ult shouldn't have a duration, or at least Yormia's ult duration should have lasted much longer. Passive doesn't buff the team. Yeah, but it's a cool concept, no? Like a weapon like this is a cool concept, like a curse weapon, you know? You hit an enemy, they take more damage from you. You know, I think this weapon is pretty cool. The free weapon, you know, is this better? What's the weapon name? The other 4-star sword we got. The other 4-star sword we got. What's the name? Pestering Desire, right? This one has been like the best free weapon for a while, right? It's elemental skill damage and elemental skill crit rate, right? Nothing has beaten this so far, right? This is like a really good weapon, I feel. And I mean, the cache is always free, right? The cache is always free as well. I don't think this weapon is on par with those two, but it's a cool concept of a weapon. And it reminds me of like, I keep asking Genshin to do this, but I want to like transmog my gear. Like I can equip one weapon, but like I have a skin of another weapon on, you know? Like for example, I want this weapon skin on Cookie when I'm equipping Key, right? Stuff like that, right? Yeah, it's just cosmetic, right? I feel like having the ability to like change what weapon your character is holding will be kind of cool, but they probably don't do that. This is a Scara thing, right? Anemo, Constellation, Peregrinus. I think that just translates to Wanderer. Affiliation none, birthday January 3. Alright, I don't know if the Scara stands are crazy or they're actually true from this, but apparently Scara's ascension material is his journey, you know? I don't know, man. I feel like I'm getting affected by the Scara stands too much. I'm like, the Scara stands of Twitter keeps showing up on my feed. I keep reading onto it. It's an emo friend. Yeah, most anemo character has a dead friend, you know? All anemo characters has a dead friend, except for like Jean, right? And even Sayu, right? Sayu called us her best friend. So all a Nemo character has a dead best friend. Yeah, even Sucrose, okay? Sucrose became an alchemist because of a promise to her best friend, right? And Sayu called us, "You're my best friend, so we're dying soon. It's over." The Wanderer is a long-range damage dealer who has the ability to fight and move through the air. He'll use elemental skill to leap in the air and enter one favorite state, gaining yada yada. Yeah, okay, he can fly and hit, right? Okay, so this is just a speculation from my part, right? I don't know anything about this, so please do not hold me against this, but it would be a real shame if you fly too high with Scaramouche and then your attacks does not hit your enemy. But if you fly the correct range, enemy melee attack can knock you off the sky. You know, it would be a real shame if that happens, you know? Like, I don't... Listen, you know, like I'm just saying, if that happens, it's... I don't like that, you know? Alright, what else? Interesting. I'm trying to figure out a way to get rid of you so I can commit atrocities. Wait, do you think I was being serious? Is he, like, reformed now? Look... The birds are showing off their plumage. The squirrels are busy hoarding food, and humans are laboring for their livelihood. Truly simple animals don't need anything complicated to be fulfilled. Is he making fun of humans? I mean, like, he can't make fun of humans more than...
Oh, so you collect these?
Yeah, so I don't think he can make fun with people of a human more than Ayato ever does. So good try, Skara. Try again next time. That's the Skara session done. Genius Invocation TCG is a tightly paced, heart-stopping tabletop card dueling game. Traveler can visit the Cat's Tail to unlock this gameplay mode by approaching Prince. You have to be AR32? Holy shit. Complete the Archon quest, so you only have to finish Mondstadt. Yeah, but AR32, Jesus Christ. Cat's Tail, yes, Diano's Tavern. Gameplay rule. Main objective, you face your opponent with a deck of cards. A deck of cards is made out of character cards and action cards. Use your character cards to attack and defeat your opponent's card. Once you defeat them all, your victories will be also say, yeah, you kill them. Yeah, you hit them till they die. Okay. Game areas. Before we get to the process for duel, let's first familiarize ourselves with the game arena. So, right, number one is your characters, your 3 active character. If all your characters die, you lose the game. You can select the character to be active and their skills will show up on number 3. Number 4 is your summons. So this is Suko's ult, it counts as a summon. Number 5 is your support cards. Number 6 is your draw pile. Number 7 is your hand. And number 2 is your dices. You need dices like mana to activate your card spell. Okay, that's good. That's simple enough to understand. That's not too hard. Duel flow. Preparation, rounds, victory, evaluation. Each round you'll roll, action phase, and end. So preparation, before the duel starts, both sides draw 5 cards from their draw pile, which they'll form in the hand. After that, both sides will have a chance to switch out any number of cards on their hand. Okay, so you draw, and you have one chance to, reroll all of that, okay? Once the character decides starting hand, the character card must be selected. So after you pick your 5 cards, so after you roll your 5 cards, you pick the active character. That's the one fighting, right? And deck composition. You can put your deck composition in the casket of tomes. That sounds familiar. Bro, they're going all out on the Yu-Gi-Oh reference here. 30 cards. You can get 30 cards and 3 active character. Okay. Deck usage. When the character HP appear on top left, if they go down to 0, they die. You must expend the number of elemental dice to use the skill of the character. Okay. The character's energy is displayed on the right side. Each time you unleash your normal attack elemental skill, your character gains 1 energy. If your energy is maxed out, you can use elemental burst. Oh, okay. So you need maximum character energy to activate your elemental burst. But your normal ability still costs dices to do. So like, if I'm looking at this right, you need 1 pyro dice to do Diluc's normal attack, right? 1 pyro plus 2 of any dice. Okay, so that's how you run that. Okay, so that makes sense. So to cast your elemental burst, you need your character energy on top of the elemental dices, right? But to cast your normal ability, for example, Diluc here, to cast his normal attack, you need 1 pyro dice and 2 of any dice. To cast the elemental skill, you need 3 pyro dice, right? Every character can have equipment cards, statuses, and combat statuses. You can equip like a sword in here. Some character skill can create statuses that can be attached to character. So Razor can put a buff on himself. Combat statuses, some character can create combat statuses to be attached. Some character skill can can create combat statuses that can be attached to the active character. When the active character is switched out, the combat statuses will be applied. Oh, okay, right. So it's literally like playing normal Genshin. You ult with Kaya, and the ult stays for 3 turns, and then you swap to another character. It's literally like playing the normal game. That's good. That's a good design that they you don't have to relearn a different game, you know? Like you can ult with Kaya, and then you can swap, and then your Kaya ult is still active. I think that's good. How to use action card. There are 3 types of action card, each with different effect. Equipment cards can apply a buff to the character. The Wolf Gravestone, the character deals +1 damage, deals +2 damage if the target's HP is equal or less than 6. Bro, whoa. Only Claymore character equip this weapon? Okay, yeah, it's the same. It's the same as in game, right? But like, here's the problem. I feel like 6 HP is kind of... Wait, you find... This is an execute. Wait, is this card pretty strong? All characters have 10 HP. No, this is a kill. This is a kill card. What the f***? Unless you can block the damage. You need to do 3 damage for a kill then. Kokumi costs 1 dice, as it's not part of greed. Yo, wait. 1 dice, draw 2 cards? Kokumi is actually a strategist now? Right, support cards. Jade Chamber. Place this in your support zone to continually support your allies. Roll phase. 2 of the starting elemental dice you roll will always be guaranteed to match the elemental type of your active character. Okay, I don't know about this game. But like, this sounds pretty OP. Like, we have Wolf Gravestone to guarantee a kill to anyone below 6 health as long as your ability does 3 damage, right? Strategist that costs one dice and it draws 2 cards. That's kind of OP, I feel. And J Chamber. I don't know how strong or weak this will be, but like from my experience in other card games, strategize sounds really strong, especially how cheap it is. And a match 30 action cards from the deck will be in the draw pile, and to use the cards in your hand, you need to use the correct elemental dice. When you play action cards that consumes dice, you must pay the correct amount. Omni dice count as any dice. When you play an action card that consumes black cost, that means you have to pay any amount. Okay, so it was true. So for the example here, so Diluc's auto attack will use 1 pyro dice and 2 of any dice, right? So you need 3 in total to use Diluc's normal attack. When you do not have the elemental dice corresponding to the desired element, you can consider following possibility. Play cards with effect that allows you to re-roll or change the type of elemental dice. Or discard the cards you don't need to perform elemental tuning. This will change the elemental type of your dice. Each card discard allows you... Oh! You can discard your card to re-roll an element. There are some depths in the card game, but I bet it's gonna take 1 to 2 weeks until people figure the game out. Because when you play the card game, of course you can play any deck you want, but most people will gravitate to playing the cards that win. They have to consistently update this game mode, otherwise people will keep figuring the game out. My question is, how do you even get the cards? You win cards by fighting other NPCs. So it's like Witcher, right? It's like Witcher, right? You duel other NPCs, or you go to shopkeepers to buy cards from them. That's kind of cool. So like this card game is kind of like the Witcher card game, right? Where in the Witcher game there is a card game in there, you know, like Gwent's. Yeah, you can play the game in there. So it's kind of the same thing. That makes sense. Okay, that's cool. I'm excited for the card game. I feel like a lot of Genshin players would agree with me that I like Genshin to have more co-op content, because I feel like Genshin has so much potential. They just need to give players a way to play with each other, you know? Like, that would give Genshin a lot of content. Players being able to play with each other is great for any game, in my opinion. So, this is a good start. This is like a card game type. It's play for fun. Like, there's a PvP mode, and you play for fun with other people anyways. But it's still, you know, it's player interaction, you know? It's good. It's cool. I don't think they're gonna have like a chat function where you can type to your opponent when you're like matching. You know, when you're playing with your friends and your friends join your world, you can type with them, you can chat with them, right? But I don't think there is a matching system where it matches you with random opponents online. But I don't think they'll add like a chat box there. I feel like it's gonna be too toxic. Even though Genshin has censored words, people can be very toxic through emotes. If you have the correct emote combination, you can send some interesting messages. But I think that's all for today, yeah? That's all the news I'm covering today. Alright? Okay. Thanks for watching the Skara trailer with me and going through all these topics, yeah, with the card game and stuff. Until next time, YouTube chat, come visit us at Twitch sometimes. I promise all our stream are calm, cool, and collected. I'm not a raging ape screaming at my monitor. Alright, until next time, YouTube. Bye-bye.